Hi there, welcome to another episode of the talk show. I remain Elijah Tanimola. Last week I dealt with the subject 10 sex mistakes men make. Today I'll be dealing with the subject 15 sex mistakes women make. The first mistake is not initiating sex. A lot of women find it difficult to initiate sex with their husbands, probably because of the traditional and cultural beliefs that they have had over the years that has limited their freedom and their willingness to be vulnerable with their husbands. A lot of women believe that when they initiate sex with their husband, it shows that they are loose or they are vulnerable, or it shows that they are promiscuous. But I want you to understand that that is a wrong belief. That's a wrong mentality. That's a wrong mindset. And you must rid yourself of this mindset in order for you to enjoy sexual fulfillment in your home. It is wrong for you to feel horny and to need your husband sexually and not be able to actually initiate sex with him. One thing you must understand is men love it when you initiate sex with them. They see it as that you desire them. They interpret it as being attractive to you. A lot of, just like women believe that when men make sexual advances or any advances at them, it shows that they are desirable. It shows that they are attractive to the men. So also men too, we interpret your initiation, that your step, your confidence to initiate sex with us as being to mean that we are attractive to you. And you must understand this. If you want to enjoy sexual fulfillment in your home, then you must stop making this mistake. If you need your husband, go to him. Initiate sex. Show him that you want him. Show him that you need him. Express your sexual need to your husband. He is your husband. You don't have to be afraid of him. You don't have to be too cautious and think, maybe you will think that I'm loose if I initiate sex, or you will think that I'm promiscuous. I want you to understand that that is a wrong belief. And you must get this clearly. You must stop making this mistake if you want to be sexually fulfilled in your home. In fact, a lot of times when you fail to initiate sex with your husband may feel that you don't really find him attractive. In fact, he may feel tired of initiating sex all the time. He may feel that he is a reasonable husband may feel that he is becoming more or less like a burden to you, when it is always him that is initiating the sex. So you must understand this. If you don't want your husband to feel like he is a burden to you every time because he initiates sex every time, then you must take the bold step to initiate sex with your husband. There's nothing to be ashamed about. There's nothing to be afraid of. Initiate sex with your husband. Stop making that mistake. You want to enjoy sexual fulfillment in your home. The second sex mistake that women make is this: playing dead dormant during sex. A lot of women, they just play dead dormant. When I say dead dormant, they are inactive, practically inactive in the sexual activity. During the sexual act, they just lie down there, the man is on top and he's doing the whole thing, he's doing the whole work. There are women that just believe that it is the men's work. I want you to understand that when you lie there dead dormant, the man is really perhaps is forcing himself on you. In fact, a lot of times you will be sending a message that he is raping you, so to say, even though he's your husband. So you must stop making that mistake. Stop playing dead dormant. Make moves, make sounds, make one if you need to man. A lot of women, they just lie down there without doing anything. She's not stimulating her husband. She's not making any moves. She's not suggesting any sexual style. She's not even making the right gestures. I understand that if your man is not getting it right with you sexually and you are not feeling the heart, maybe you may not be able to express some of those sexual gestures, the sounds, the moves and things like that. But I know that there are a lot of women that even though their husband is getting it right, their husband is hitting the right spot, yet they still intentionally play dead dormant. Sometimes it's because they feel, oh, I don't want to bring out this sound so that my husband will not feel, oh, I'm sounding like a slut or like a prostitute. My dear, if you be a slut to him, then be a slut to him, because you are legally married. God has sanctioned that union, and he has sanctioned that act in that union. So there's nothing to be ashamed of. You know, some women, they are feeling it. The guy is eating, the man is eating the right spot, but yet they are swallowing up the sounds, they are swallowing up the ones they should give. They are swallowing up the gestures. They are fighting it so that the man will not feel that they are also active. It is a wrong mindset. It's a wrong mentality. You know, they are suppressing the sounds, just like someone that wants to cry, and the mother is trying to hold the mouth of the child so that the child doesn't cry out. Listen, your man wants you to be active. It is sexy to him. Being active in bed is sexy to your man. In fact, it is a morale booster for him. When our wives are active during the sexual act, it boosts our morale. It boosts our morale to even hold our ejaculation, to make them feel it more. But if you are just dead dormant, then he doesn't feel. He just feel that he is forcing himself on you, and he just wants to release and go. So you are not just affecting yourself psychologically, but you're also affecting him psychologically. In fact, most of the time you're affecting him psychologically, because he feels that he's forcing himself on you. And you must stop doing this. Stop playing dead dormant. Start talking. Voice out. If you need to make sound, make sound. If you need to man. The way you are feeling it, express yourself vocally. Express yourself. Express that ecstatic feeling outside. Let him see it. Let him notice it. Let him notice the jackets. Let him notice the stiffing. Let him notice the clenching. Let him feel that he's getting it right. Let him understand that he is getting it right. When you are active, you are sending a message to him that, oh, my husband, you are on point. And you must understand this. Let's be active. Stop making that mistake. Stop making that mistake. Don't play dead dormant. Be active sexually. The third mistake that women make, is sticking to routines. A lot of women just stick to routines. You know, a lot of women are just designed. It's like they are designed to think of sex in a particular way. So anything you bring that is outside that formation, they reject it automatically. A lot of women are so rigid sexually that any creativity their husband brings to the house, any sexual creativity, anything that the husband suggests to improve on their sexual life, any new suggestions, they are just rigid and stiff. They have conditioned their minds to think of sex in a particular way, and that is hindering sexual fulfillment in their marriage. And this is one of the major mistakes that a lot of women are making. A lot of time you complain your husband it seems that your husband doesn't like sex. My dear, sometimes it may not be that he doesn't like sex. It may be that he's tired of your rigidity. He's tired of your rigidity. Every time you just have this mindset that sex should be in the bedroom, it should be the woman lying under and the man lying on top, and the man doing all the work, and it should be in the dark environment, the light should be off, and it should be in the night. So women just have that. So when the husband is suggesting, let's have it on the sofa, let's have it in the bedroom, you are rigid to that. So why would we do it there when we have a bed? And then you need to let go of that rigidity. Stop sticking to routines. In fact, a lot of times you must understand that even in life, routines are mostly boring. When you do the same thing the same way every time, it will get to a time that it becomes boring to you. And that is why we add creativity to the things we do. That is doing it in a different way, in an improved manner. Yes, everything that we do can always be improved on. Everything. No matter how perfect that thing is, it can be improved on. Everything we do here in this part of the world, in this world, it can be improved on. We can improve on our looks, we can improve on our settings, we can improve on our mentality, we can improve on our orientation, we can improve on our ideologies. And you must understand that this creativity is what keeps us moving. It's what keeps us lively. So when you stick to routines in your sexual life, in your marriage, then you make your home boring, sexually awkward, sexually robotic, sexually mechanical. Nothing seems, your husband is just frustrated because the wife is not open to new things. And you must stop making this mistake. Don't stick to routines. Be open, be creative, be adventurous. It's not just missionaries. I understand that is the only thing you have learned to know, that you should just lie under and your husband come on top. My dear, you need to start playing hard, just like I said in the last point. You need to get on top. Try new things, try new style, try it in the bedroom, try it in the kitchen, try it anywhere so far you have your privacy, your house, with your husband. You have the right to try new things. You have the right to be creative. Now, I understand that there are some things that you don't support, that is your faith belief doesn't support. And I'm talking about the biblical facts concerning and restrictions concerning sex in marriage. But you must separate those things, those facts that is clearly stated in the Bible from the traditional and cultural beliefs that you have imbibed over the years, or perhaps because of the things that you have heard people say. You know, people have different opinions. People have had personal opinions that have become ideologies, and they have made it into a doctrine or a principle. Separate that from what the Bible truly says. Now, if what is bringing on board is contradictory to what the Bible says, not what anybody said, but what the Bible says, then you must politely express to him that you cannot do this. And I believe that if you are in a godly home, then you can both see it clearly as the Bible says, because a godly home is governed by the principles and the tenets of the scriptures. So, however, don't stick to routines. Be open, be creative. That is very important for you to enjoy sexual fulfillment. Another mistake that women make, another sexual mistake that women make is assuming spirituality will make him less concerned about your sexual performance. You know, especially Christian sisters who they believe that because this brother is a spiritual brother, he shouldn't be concerned about sex and things like that. My dear, you must understand that even though we are spiritual, we live in the flesh, we live in the body, and spirituality doesn't kill your sexual urge and desire, except for people that have been given the grace and the gift of celibacy. And those people that have been given the grace and the gifts, especially the gift of people that have given the gift of celibacy, they don't have any business getting married. They have no business getting married. So if you don't have that grace, we don't have that gift, even though we are spiritual, then we are married, or we are anticipating to get married. You must understand as a woman that this spiritual brother has libido, and he wants to express his sexual desires in marriage with you. And you must understand this clearly. Don't miss things. Don't be religious about this thing. Don't be religious about it. It is his legal right in marriage. The Bible says that the body of the wife does not just belong to her alone. Once she's married to that man, it belongs to the man as well, and vice versa. Say, don't deprive each other except by mutual consent and for a time. 1 Corinthians 7, 4 and 5. You must understand this clearly. You must get it. Because he's spiritual doesn't mean that he's less concerned about your sexual performance. Get the right knowledge. Now, I'm not saying you should be doing testing before you get married and things like that. No, I'm saying get the right knowledge. These teachings are helpful for you. Get the right knowledge and be prepared for that man, for that brother. Don't open him up to sexual temptations because you are too casual about your sexual life, because your performance is too washy. Don't open him up to sexual temptations. What spirituality does for us is that it gives us the grace to be self-controlled, and that self-control is saying that we don't go outside God's ordained institution for us to sexually express ourselves. That is before or outside marriage. But in the marriage institution, that is the only avenue for us that God has prepared for us to sexually express ourselves without limitations. And you must get this clearly. Don't assume that. That is one of the mistakes that women make, especially spiritual sisters. Don't make that assumption. If you are yet to marry, don't make that assumption. Get the right knowledge. Prepare for that man in marriage sexually. Get the right knowledge. Like I said earlier, don't do it by practicing. I'm saying get the right knowledge and be prepared. And that is very important. Another mistake, the fifth mistake that sex mistake that women make is assuming your husband knows what you want. A lot of women believe that they assume that their husband knows what they want. So when the husband is not eating it right, is not getting it right, is not eating the right spot, they are hungry. And yet they are not expressing the fact that he's not getting it right. You know, women are funny sometimes. They could be hungry for what they have not told you that you have done wrong. So a lot of women just bottle up like that because they are hungry that the man, their husband is not getting it right. Their husband is ignorant of the right spot he needs to hit. And yet, they are not expressing it. Don't assume that he knows what you want. We must understand that men are not mind readers. There is limitations to what we can read on your face. It is good that men become sensitive, more sensitive and things like that, just spoken gestures and expressions of our wives. But you must understand as women, as wives, that we don't know everything about you. We don't know what you are thinking. We don't know what you are feeling. We don't know the right spot to eat. We don't know the right place to touch. We don't know the right sensation to give to you. You must understand. You must not assume that we know when we don't know. Give us the right directions. Direct our hands where you want it to go. Direct our mouth where you want it to go. Direct us where you want us to go. Direct our mouth where you want it to hit. Tell it to us when we are not getting it. Tell it to your husband when he's not getting it right. It is nothing. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Be bold enough, be confident enough to express it. Stop making that mistake. The sixth mistake sex mistake that women make is faking orgasm. A lot of women fake orgasm. Probably because they want their husband to feel, they want to nourish the ego of their husbands. They don't want their husbands to feel bad that he's not doing the right thing and things like that. And then they fake orgasm. Now, it is good that you want to service the ego of your husband, but you must understand that in servicing the ego of your husband, you can't service the ego of your husband through faking orgasm. If you do that, what you are simply saying is this, what you are simply transmitting to him is that he is getting it right. Why? And whereas he is not getting it right. Now, what will happen on the long run is this. Subsequently, you'll be repeating the same thing that he has been doing because he feels that you are feeling it. He feels that he is getting it right. So, why change what you are getting right? In the first instance, you don't need to change it. So he doesn't feel a need to improve. He doesn't feel a need to change. He doesn't feel the need to adjust because he believes that you are sending a signal that he is getting it right. Whereas he's not getting it right. So stop faking orgasms. If he's not hitting the right spot, gently tell him, Oga, gently. Just come in, come out, come in, come out, gently. Direct him to the right places. Tell him when he's not getting it right. Tell him when he's getting it right. And genuinely express orgasm when you are there, not when you are not there. I've said that you should be active, you should not be dormant, you make sounds when you need to make sounds and things like that. But don't fake the sounds. Because I said you should make sounds doesn't mean you should fake it. Don't fake the sounds. Make it genuinely. Let it come as an overflow of an ecstatic feeling. Let it be an outward expression of your emotional and mental feeling. Just the sensation that is running through your body. Let it be that. Don't fake it. Stop faking orgasm. You are sending a wrong message to your husband that way, and that is why you have remained sexually frustrated. You have to stop that. Now, another mistake is, the seventh mistake is boycotting your husband's sexual advances too often. A lot of wives make this. They make this mistake. They boycott. No, they give flimsy excuses. Excuses every time there's something that is wrong with them. Anytime their husband is making sexual advances. If their head is not paining them, their stomach will be aching them. If their stomach is not aching them, their back will be aching them. Even if no part of their body is paining them, their head will be paining them. Or they are not emotionally in the mood. Now understand that you may not be in the mood if it's a toxic environment in your marriage. But I'm saying that a lot of women, even though the environment is not toxic, they just intentionally boycott sexual advances too often. Every time they have an excuse. Now understand that maybe your husband is not getting it, and that's why I say have an environment of open communication. Communicative is not getting it right. Perhaps the first time he tried it with you, perhaps you got married as a virgin, and the first night was awful. It was too painful. He doesn't have the right knowledge on how to go about the whole thing the first time, and you have now developed a sort of fear and dread for the sexual heart. Then that I understand that, but still you need to talk to him about it or get help or one way or the other. But I'm saying that stop intentionally boycotting his sexual advances too often. The Bible said in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, 4 and 5 that I said earlier, the Bible said the wife's body belongs to the husband. And the husband's body belongs to the wife. It don't just, once you get married, your body don't just belong to you alone. But now you have now given, the day you said I do, what you simply, you see, a lot of things, you did a lot of things that you don't know. That I do means you have signed in for a lot of I do's in your marriage. One of the I do's you signed for is that you have given up the right, the sole right to your body. You have shared that right with your husband. So your husband has equal right to your body as you have to your own body. And you have equal right to his body as he has to his own body. And the Bible says, do not deprive each other. Do not deprive each other. So you must not, if you are married, you have made up your mind to get married, you must understand that in this institution, you need to be sexually available for your husband. Stop boycotting his advances too often. That is why in that way you are exposing him to temptations unnecessarily. There are many temptations that we face as married men, especially in this generation. People don't even care about the ring you put on your fingers anymore. We have a lot of perversions going everywhere. In fact, a lot of ladies just want a married man to be their side chick, or even hijack the man from his wife. So you must understand this. You must be intentional about this. The Bible says something also in the book of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 5 from verse 18 to 19, he said, may your fountain be blessed. May you rejoice in the wife of your youth. And he said in verse 19, which is my emphasis, he said, a loving doe, a graceful deer. This is now my emphasis. He said, may our breasts satisfy you always. He said, may you be ever intoxicated with our love. Now, the Bible is saying that women, listen, wives, your breasts, the Bible is saying, let your breasts satisfy your husband. So it is saying that your husband is the sole the qualified, ordained person to massage your breast, and is the primary sucking child of that breast. So you must make it available. You must make yourself available. If it's paining you, get help. If it's the way he's doing this, you don't like it, have open communication with him, have sincere and open communication with him. But stop boycotting his sexual advances. Stop boycotting, stop giving flimsy excuses. Today there's something wrong, tomorrow there's something wrong. Sooner or later, you will get discouraged and you will stop making sexual advances at you. And once you stop that, then you have fully successfully opened up your marriage to foxes that are waiting to destroy the vine of your marriage. And you must stop making that mistake. Now, the 8th mistake, which is where we head on this path, is locking up completely during pregnancy or menstruation. You know, a lot of women, they just lock up completely. Once they are pregnant, no sex. Once they are menstruating, no sex. Now, understand that menstruation can be messy, really, but you must understand there's no health implications towards sex during menstruation. There's no health implication. If it's messy for you, as a woman, you can wash up before the heart, get an old towel, put it on that, and it's like if it's rushing too much. And if you can't, it doesn't get you in the mood at that moment, then you can explain to your husband. I believe a reasonable husband will understand with you. But when you are pregnant, I know that there are a lot of mood changes and hormonal changes during pregnancy also. But a lot of women, they completely lock up during pregnancy. During menstruation, they completely lock up. I heard of a woman that deprived her husband of sex for 9 months of carrying that pregnancy. 9 months, 9 solid months. And I wonder how they will get back together sexually. You deprive your husband 9 months when it's not that it's an health, there's a health threat to that pregnancy. I understand that you may not be in the mood, but when you get it, when the moment you sign for marriage, what you are saying is that, oh, I am intentional about making this marriage work. So you have to be, even though you are not in the mood, you have to be intentional about making that marriage work, about making your sexual life work. You have to be intentional about it. So stop locking up. If you need help, please get help. Don't leave your husband, don't expose your husband unnecessarily because you are now pregnant. Please get the right help. Stop making that mistake in order to enjoy sexual fulfillment in your marriage. Next week I will come with a part 2 of this teaching. I trust that you will be able to get something on this episode tonight, and I believe that as you walk with these realities, it will help your life and it will transform your marriage to the realities of heaven on earth marriage, which is God's ideal for every home. Thank you for staying tuned tonight. Until I come your way next week, stay safe. God bless you, and bye.